Good evening, my YouTube viewers. It is Palestine here. I'm just making another video. The reason why I'm making the video is for one main reason, and then I'll touch upon another thing. Basically, the reason why I'm making the video is because now my jaw hurts. And my jaw, it feels achy and tingly all the way down to my breast. So the thing is yesterday when I went to see the doctor, he just said that bone pain is a side effect of anastrozole. And the reason why that is because anastrozole gives you brittle bones. And because anastrozole gives you brittle bones, then you're going to have bone pain. But I think I have a dental infection, but I'm not going to be able to do anything about it at the time being. And the reason why is because I've had extensive dental treatment, but I don't think I'm going to be able to have any intense dental treatment anymore while I'm taking this anastrozole, because now I have something called osteopenia, which is what you get before you get osteoporosis. And I think that I have this dental infection because I've got osteopenia that is the result of taking anastrozole. And so basically, I think it's an implant. I think I'm going to lose the implant at some point. So I'm trying to hang on to my teeth as long as possible. And so I think that this anastrozole has weakened my bones, weakened my jaw, and as a result of that, I'm having problems with the implants. But I'm going to hang on to my implants as long as I possibly can, because if I lose the implants, then the next step is going to be dentures, and I don't know if this dentist that I go to does dentures. I think that they want to give people implants, but I think that if you've got osteopenia or even osteoporosis, you're not a suitable candidate for implants. So this pain is in my jaw. It's right here. And then it goes all the way down, all the way down to my breast. So I don't know what the problem is. I do think that I am going to call the breast cancer nurses, not next week, but the week after, and tell them what's going on. And the reason why is because the GP that I spoke to yesterday told me that an x-ray is not going to pick anything up. So he said I need an MRI scan. And so basically it's up to them whether they want to spend the money to treat me, because I live in the UK, and in the UK your medical care is free at the point of service. So I don't have to pay for medical care. Medical care is paid for with our national insurance contributions. So that's one thing that's still bothering me. My neck isn't hurting as much as it was. In here, it's still painful right here, but it's not as painful as it was. And I do think that the doctor won't do anything about it while it's painful. I think that it has to actually be a lump, which I have had that in the past because I have such terrible dental problems. There have been occasions when my lymph nodes have swollen, but they're not swollen at this time, but I do have a pain right here. And all the way down to my breast and my nipple, it just feels like a gnawing sensation. And even my arm has a gnawing sensation, and on my back shoulder blade, it feels numb. And so basically, if I go to the doctor, they'll just say, well, that's a side effect of radiation treatment, or that's a side effect of having two lumpectomies where your the tissue is scar tissue is growing in place of the tissue that was removed. So unless they find an actual lump, I really don't think that the doctors are going to take me seriously. And I'm not taking seriously anyway, because of things that have happened in the past where I was harassed out of my job at Foster Wheeler, and because nobody would investigate what was going on at Foster Wheeler, I was just told that I was mentally ill. And so now, because of that, I have no credibility and I'm not taken seriously. But on a separate issue, Foster Wheeler had serious legal problems because they were buying bids and things like that. And they were sold to AMEC when it became AMEC Foster Wheeler. And then they were sold to Wood and it became Wood Group. And then Wood had to take on the liability of Foster Wheeler, and so then Wood Group was sold to a company called Sadara, but I think it's going to retain the name Wood, even though it's owned by Sadara. So Foster Wheeler was involved in a lot of corrupt activities, and that was brought to light by the Serious Fraud Office and the U.S. Security Exchange Commission, SEC, and other regulatory organizations. So they had to pay millions of dollars and pounds in compensation because it was revealed that there were corrupt practices basically globally. So even though that came to light, me personally, the harassment that I was subjected to, and I believe that it was done for financial gain. I believe that they stood to benefit financially from something really terrible happening to me. I was never taken seriously for that. That was never investigated, and I was never taken seriously for what they did to me personally. But this business with them paying third-party agencies to buy bids, well, they were reported. This was in, I think it was in the Brazilian car wash, Operation Car Wash, with Petrobras. And you can look that up on the internet. It gives a full disclosure about everything that happened in Operation Car Wash in Brazil. But enough about Foster Wheeler, because Foster Wheeler is now a defunct company. But basically, that was just to tell you why I'm not taken seriously. If I go to the doctor with a complaint, their attitude is, oh, well, she's just mentally ill. Let's not take any notice. And so that's why I like for my boyfriend to go with me to my doctor's appointments, because if he's there with me, then he's a witness to what treatment that I've been given. And so if they try to lie about me, which they have done in the past, well, my boyfriend's a witness. He can say, well, this happened, this happened, this happened. And they'll be more careful what they say about me if my boyfriend is there. And so that's why I like for my boyfriend to attend my appointments with me. And so that's why I didn't mean to make this a video about Foster Wheeler, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of background information to explain to you why I'm not taken seriously, and I'm not giving any credibility. And so I think not next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on resolving these financial difficulties because they're not resolved. I was told that I had to wait for a phone call, which I never got, and that phone call was a month. Been waiting a month for that phone call, which I have never received. And so next week, I'm looking to get some documentation, and then when I get the documentation, then I'll take the documentation to a charity and ask the charity to help me, because again, this organization, the reason why I don't want to talk about it on YouTube or on any social media is because it's a government organization, and so that's one of the reasons why I don't want to talk about it on YouTube. But it is a financial matter, and I'm having to ask charities to help me with this because, again, because you're dealing with the government, if you don't have a charity or somebody helping you, they're not going to do anything for you. And that's what I have found to be the case. And that's why I have to go to charities and ask the charities to help me resolve this financial matter, which hasn't been resolved. And then, so if my neck and everything else, if my neck still hurts week after next, then what I will do is I will ring the cancer nurses. I don't want to talk to them too much about my dental problems because they'll say, oh, well, just go see a dentist. I do see a dentist. I pay more than, I think, about £22 a month dental insurance so I can get my teeth checked and cleaned twice a year. And that does not include any work that I need to have done. And because my dental situation is so dire, I don't want to lose any more teeth. So I'm going to try to keep my teeth as long as I possibly can. But at some point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have dentures because they're not going to give me any more implants when I've got osteopenia and at some point maybe even osteoporosis. So that was the first thing that I wanted to talk about in this video. And the second thing that I wanted to talk about is there was this girl on YouTube and her name was Samantha, Lynn, and I subscribed to her and I watched all of her videos that I was familiar with because I was diagnosed with breast cancer less than a year ago. So I've only really been watching breast cancer videos since that time. So any videos that she made before that time, I may or may not have seen them. It just depends on if I thought they were interesting. But she was Samantha Lynn. She got breast cancer really early. I don't think maybe she had graduated from college or she hadn't graduated from college, but she got breast cancer really early. So I think she had to have 2 lumpectomies and radiotherapy and chemotherapy. And I think that she was on tamoxifen because she was young. And what had happened is that I think she had decided to stop taking the treatment. And I believe it was tamoxifen, but I can't be sure. And so she stopped taking this treatment, which meant she started ovulating again, and then she got pregnant, which is what she wanted to do. She got pregnant and had a baby. But when she stopped taking the cancer treatment, the cancer returned. And so she was up in Alaska, and she had problems with her back, really serious problems with her back, and they had to, take her to the hospital and get treatment in Alaska. And then when they took her to the hospital, they found out that the cancer had returned, and it had returned in her bones, in her back specifically. So that meant she had stage 4 breast cancer or metastatic breast cancer. So she started treatment for her metastatic breast cancer. And I think that she had actually left Alaska and had gone to another state, and so she was doing this treatment for metastatic breast cancer. And I had been watching her videos because I have an interest in people who are being treated for breast cancer because I was being treated for breast cancer. And today I saw on my YouTube account, my Palestine X YouTube account, that and I subscribed to her channel, that her husband had made a video saying that she had died, and he explained all the circumstances of her death, and basically she died from heart failure and all of the treatments that they had given to her associated with heart failure. And so basically this cancer treatment that she received, I believed, caused the heart failure. Because the thing is when you go to radiotherapy, one of the things that they tell you is it can cause you heart problems and lung problems. So that made me really sad. I was laying on the bed having a nap with my boyfriend, and I told my boyfriend that Samantha Lynn had died, and I watched the video that her husband had made. And there was another lady called Francine, and Francine's Cancer Journey, I believe, and she posted on YouTube that Samantha Lynn had died as well. And so I feel really bad about this. This is one person who did not survive breast cancer, and that's just letting us know that breast cancer is a very dangerous disease, that it can come back. Her breast cancer initially may have been like maybe stage 2. I don't think it was stage 1. I think it was stage 2. But it came back. It recurred. She had a recurrence. And then it went into her bones. And then she had metastatic breast cancer. So she was having to get treatment for that. And so breast cancer is very dangerous. And I do watch the videos that people who are undergoing cancer treatment make. In particular, I like to watch the videos of people who are undergoing breast cancer treatment so I can get some insight into what I may be subjected to at some point in the future. So then now in this video, I've talked about the two topics. The one topic is the pain in my jaw, which I believe is a result of the anastomosis, or it could be something more sinister. You never know. And I talked about Samantha Lynn. So I think I'll conclude this video because I've discussed the things that I want to discuss. And I will make another video for you soon to let you know what's going on with my cancer journey. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe, and I will be making more videos for you about cancer very soon.